Hi, a very good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Good
great,
Good
morning.
morning, sir.
great. So let me share my screen, then we'll start discussion. So in the last session, we were discussing like a Power Query and Power Pivot, how to model, how to build the data model and how to run the queries to transform and to modify the given data set, right? In the continuation of that, let me upload the data set first. So quickly in the last session, I'm just quickly uploading the set of session 4. Like first one was EMP zip code, right? If you remember that I have shared 6 files in last session. So the same, I'm just up so that we can see some analysis on that. And what is the use of this Power Pivot and Power Query? So please open your Power BI and just upload the session 4, all the files. So loading the first one. And so today we will discover, we will cover this Power View, the screen, the blank screen you are able to see on my like a laptop screen. This is called as Power View, right? That is not available freely in Excel. And in that, there are two options: Power BI Dashboard and Power BI Services. If you are looking for the services, Power BI Services, then you need to get a license, commercial license, based on the subscription or based on the payment, right? But Power BI Desktop is a free of cost. So let me upload other file as well. Like if you remember that other file was in MS Access, right? So no need to worry if it is not installed in your system. So I will directly open that file in VI, right? So let me connect with the MS Access as well. World Rhythm file I am uploading here. And if you remember that another file was there in CSV format, 2 years of revenue, right? So let me upload that one also after this. So just tick on all the 4 files, right? And just load. Right. And lastly, the last file, like in the CSV format, 2 years of revenue, right? I'm just uploading the last file here. So advantage of making this data model is to retrieve the data set or information from different resources or from different data sources. So in the same way, if I open the 3 dots and if I click on this edit query, it will open my Power Query window where we can modify the data set, let's say in monthly transactions, let's say yearly transactions, or maybe group by functions, deleting columns, adding columns. That is the part of the Power Query. And once you have done all the changes, then you can please click on this apply and close and apply, right? And after that, I was showing you this data model where no need to worry that how to make the relationship based on the primary key and foreign key. Our Power BI will take care of all the issues, like how to make the connections or joins, right? In terms of the database definitions, right? Automatically, it is joining all the tables. And coming back to this Power View, now the first one here is different. Why we need to use this, because now we are going to get the different fields from different tables. Earlier cases, what we were using only one type of tables or pivot tables, and in that case, we were just making a different combinations, like row wise, column wise, or maybe value wise or filter wise. But now I will fetch the value from a different tables or different fields, and then we will start analyzing, right? So let's say my first one here is, if you see, all the options that we were able to see in Excel, all the charting options are available here, like a donut chart, a speedometer, right? And then pie chart, and so funnel chart, and so all the options that we have covered in Excel as a like a charting options, visualization option, are also available here. If you remember that slicer, right? like I was mentioning at that time also, Slicer is most powerful and it will be used in all the analytical software. Slicer is coming back here. Apart from that, it is giving the functionality to your R script or Python script if you are looking, or if you are working on the coding part also, and you want to run some visualization like MATLAB or maybe something. So it is also available here. But let me create a first like a summary, like how many employees and how many other one. So what we can do, let's say there is another option, card, right? What is the meaning of this card? It is like aggregating the values of a particular parameter. It is going to aggregate all a particular parameter value. So let's say if I click on this, so my card is going to there on the blank canvas, right? So in this case, can I count the employees, right? If I make a count of employee ID, it will give me the summary of that one, that how many employees are working in this organization. So let's say directly, if I, and other thing in this, in the same window, in the same blank canvas or in Power View window, you are able to see the filters are coming on the screen, right? The filters are coming on the screen and the slicer is giving another option here, all right? Where it is. What is the difference? When I was mentioning in Excel that slices are nothing but the virtual filters, but now they are giving the two options together, like filters as well and the slices as well, right? So first thing, let me cover this one, that how, and apart from that, in the visualization pane, right? There are three options again. First one is visualization. Second one is formatting, like how you want to represent the values based on the color, based on the text, based on the font size, based on the background, coloring, another one. The third one here is analytics, right? Average value, maximum value, standard deviation, and so on. So we can calculate here, right? So now going back to this video like visualization part. First thing I need to calculate the how many employees. Let's say, so it is getting calculated there, right? So what I have done, I have just drag it. So what it is showing me, it is showing me only the first employee ID AB28. That is not my required result. So what I need to do, I need to change my value as count distinct, right? Just directly click on that and just click on this count distinct. See, 249 value. So this is the functionality of a card, right? And let's say if I want to change something in this, so I don't like this count of EMP ID. I'm looking for to represent at number of employees or employees, right? So how to make the changes? Now once click on this, come to the second window, format your visuals, right? Format your visuals. Now, by default, your category level is on, right? If I switched off this one, see, my count of employee ID as a title, gone. See, count of employee ID and just like this. Simple. The first one, but I need a proper title. I'm not sure that what is 249, the number of stores or number of employees. I'm not sure, right? So, this one. So now again in this, just click on this journal and then click on this title on, right? Click on this title on and then you can write here like employees. Simple, right? But it is not as per the required format. So what we need to do, we need to do let's say some other formatting, bold, text color, let's say red or maybe something as per your choice, right? And apart from that, background color, maybe not for that. And maybe a little bit size increase so that it should be visible. Okay. And then a little bit more. Then in mid of that one, right? Simple. Apart from that, if you click on this, what you can say, header icon, that's fine. Spacing you can work, right? Let's say 4 and 5. So it's up to us, like how we are going to make a formatting of that one, or how we are going to represent that one, right? So position, padding, advanced option, right? A lot of things you can do like a formatting. Like formatting means like whatever we were able to do in Excel also, like color change, font change, spacing change, right? So and so, all the options are available as a general properties. Now let's say if I want to change the color of this one as well. So let's say color values, and let's say if I want to change the color, let's say the same color, right? See. So it's up to us and like how we are going to represent the number of the employees. So my first my first property in Power View is card, like giving a summary of all the employees who are working in this organization, or those employees who have been recruited for this organization based on the employee count. Agree? So need a repeat in this or anything to like repeat in this? The simple one, right? Card. Now, the second one here is, if you remember, uh, the recruitment. Let's say, let me open that file that we have worked in the last session, and we were able to code something. We were able to code something what can I say, HR. In session 4, if you remember that when we were analyzing the employees, and we were able to get the like gender wise, store wise, and so analysis, if you have saved that one, right? If you see, when we were discussing this average years of employed, and it was around 2.1 or lesser than 3 years for all the employees, right? In last session, when we were discussing this power pivot, and we have come up with this insight that most of the employees working in this organization out of 249, most of the people are having average years of experience around 2 plus, or right, or we can say as a common that lesser than 3 years. But let's check that one also, right? What why it is happening? So coming back to this Power BI, can we see the like the number of years of experience in Power BI so that we can see the trend analysis in this? So if we are talking about these trends, can I directly hit a line graph? Right. Let's say if I'm hitting a line graph, and what I'm expecting here on my x-axis, it should be the years. Like from the company started in 1995, and in 2016 they opened the last store, Indianapolis, if you remember. Right. So number of years, let's say, uh, years employed, right? Years employed. So it should be on x-axis. I'm just directly like dragging this year of like years of employed. And now if I click on this employee ID on the y-axis, right? Now if I click on this, now in any visualization part, there are two other methods. There is a arrow mark. It is a focus mode. What will happen if I click on this focus mode like this? It will be taking the complete canvas to represent the values, right? Another thing here is it is showing us the count of employee ID by years employed, right? The same thing we have done in Excel also when we were using Power Pivot. And average years of employed we have found that lesser than 3. But in this picture, let's say, let me click on this visual format part, and let's say data labels on. Data labels on. If I click on this, that the values are represented here, right? Apart from that, let's say if I click on this marker zone as well, right? See, what I have done, I have changed the two settings in this, like a data label zone and marker zone. Then what it is representing, 80, nearly 88, or I can say, I can quote 80 plus 88 plus 70 or plus 19. These people are having only less than or equal to 2 years of experience, else other people of this organization are having more than that. Agree with this other insight? Though we were able to make a conclusion that lesser than the 3 years for all the employees, but it is average, experience. But in the reality, if we see employee-wise experience, two people are having like more than 4 years of experience. Two are having more than 8 as well, right? So it is not that all the employees are leaving the organization, and every time we are recruiting a new one with a lesser experience, right? Now in this way, if I'm hovering my mouse here, right, like this, right, what it is showing? The value it is showing that count of two or employee ID 88, right? 2 years of experience and count of EMP ID 88. This pop-up window is called as tooltip, right? Tooltip. If you see here in visualization part or in visual part, right? There is another option by access and per one. So maybe. It is somewhere. So tooltip on, right? So if you are looking for that, okay, it will be there somewhere. But whenever you are hovering your mouse somewhere and it is popping up some values, it is equivalent to the tooltip, right? What is the meaning of the tooltip? Wherever your mouse or cursor is moving, it is going to highlight the values of that particular point, right? So that for any representation or any board meeting, you can highlight some values and other one, right? Now, so any doubt or anything to repeat in this, like how I have created this line trend? Simple, easy.
Sir, uh, just for 5 minutes, you will can explain from beginning. Actually, I was
Hmm.
not able to join.
Okay. So I have covered two things in this. Like in case of this Power View, so just open your Power BI and then upload all the files that we have used in session 4. And what in that, like in that case, I have used two things as of now. First one is a card, right, where it is showing us this aggregate values of a particular parameter, right? So maybe count of employee ID, it is showing us 249. Like how to use the card. So just click on the blank canvas somewhere and just click on this card, right? Somewhere, 123 card, right? Just click on that and directly hit the values employee ID as a count, as a field value, right? By default, it is showing that the first EMP ID, but in reality, it should be a count. So, and after that, and in visualization pane, there are three options like build visualization, formatting, and the third one is analytics, right? So wherever the analytics is available, it is showing the options enabled, else it will be showing that it is not available for this visual. The for card is that like just an aggregate value, so there is no need of any analytics like that, right? Now, and in formatting, just like a category level of another one, so that if you, how you are going to represent the values, like the count of ID is not looking good, so just to make it is off, and you can write a title or maybe something. You can make a color change in call out values for card, right? So what I have done, I have used this color. So any color of your choice, you can use that one. And in general, near to visual, I have made this title on. And then what I have done, like given a title like employees or maybe something. And then little bit formatting like we have done in Excel also, right? For bold, font, another one, like changing the color, right? Simple one. And then little bit more bigger. The same way. And after that, just click on this. So it will be like this. And after that, no, like if you want a border, then you click on the border color as well. If you don't want a border, then by default it will be on, right? Another thing, what I have discussed, this line chart. Why this line chart? Because in last session we were able to come up the insight. Most of the people are having an average value of 2 or nearly 2 or 2 plus, right? But less than 3 years of experience. But when we have created this line chart of years of employed trained, right? We are able to come up that few people are having more than 6 years of experience and more than 8 years of experience as well, right? Another thing here is in this, if I click on this visuals and journal. Yeah, in case of this visual and journal, there is a tooltip. Just make this as a tooltip on, all right? So whenever you are hovering your mouse here, so it will be representing or it will be highlighting some values, right? Another thing, if I click on this tooltip like this, right? There is another option in this, let's say report page or maybe something or by default, right? Where you want to make this highlighted value another one, right? So that is, you can like use that one, right? And in case of this text background, you can change the color as well. Like why this blank line, it should be maybe a red line or maybe something. We can change that one also, right? In case of this text as well. So we can change why it is coming as a black 5 or count of employee ID 13. It may be changed, label color, value color, or maybe something, right? Simple one. So that I have discussed as of now. But let's say if I'm
Sir,
clicking on the, yes,
sir, what is this employees file that you have uploaded? It is not from the session 4, right? I'm not able to find this file.
which one? No, it is from MS Access file, the World Rhythm file,
Sorry?
right? this is a world rhythm file where the 4 tables are available. Employees, है ना? Import that one also.
Right.
Right. So this is about what you can say, line chart in that. Now coming back to this, if you remember, if I ask another question here, let me put a question as a HR head or as a business decision maker. If you remember the history of this company, let me go back to that one. The first year operation, Brooklyn store. In 1995, they have started with Brooklyn. Then in 1998, let me zoom in also. In 1998, they have opened another store as Philadelphia. Then on expansion of Brooklyn, the third one they have opened in 2004, Washington. Then Chicago, right, 2008. And 2016, they have opened in Indianapolis, right, 2016. As of now, since 1995 to till 2017, they have opened 5 stores and some expansions of the existing stores as well. But as a business decision of your organization or as a HR head of your organization, let me ask a question. In 2024, right, let's say, let me write here 2024, right, business year we can count where the company should open a new store. This is my question to all the participants. Let's say the company is growing and is still working and we are getting more data set, recent data set, and the company is asking as a HR head or as a business decision maker, the company should open a new store as of now. And they have given the history as well, right? How they have come up and how they have expanded at another so and so, right? So this question is still open. Let me do some analysis and then I will ask again this question, right? But it is open-ended question as of now for all, where the company should open a new store, right? But before that, let me cover another aspect of this. Let's say, what the company is selling. The company is selling the musical instruments, right? Musical instruments. There is another field that we have not talked till now, that manufacturer, right? We are not sure who are our best manufacturer or this company, right? Who are providing us the instruments to sell it out or the raw material to before we are making a assemble of that one, right? But in that case, let's say, let me click on that, or let's say if I click on the another page, I'm coming on, I've added another page here. And my question here is, let me analyze the manufacturer of this organization, right? So let's say if I click on this pie chart, right? I click on this pie chart and my pie chart is there. Now, if I directly drag this manufacturer here, right? Let me go for the focus mode, right? So many of the manufacturer can I make use of the item count. From the product table, I have used the manufacturer, but let's say if I use item quantity, let's say if I use the item quantity as a value, this is the proportions of all the manufacturer for which we are selling the, or from which we are selling the musical instruments, or the company is selling the musical instruments. Agree? But now, this is a very simple pie chart by using the manufacturer details and as well as the item quantity from item purchase table. But my question here is, can I get the top 5 manufacturer only? Let me see, or let me change some policies for my premium top 5 manufacturers, right? We are looking to target our top 5 manufacturers to give maybe some more discount or maybe some more business relationship with such a manufacturer. Can I get the top 5 of this? Now, as I mentioned, in Power BI, filters as well as slicers both are given, right? Both are given in this case. And when I was explaining the slicer, I was mentioning slicers are nothing but the virtual filters. But in Power BI, slicers will be used to create the buttons. And filters will be used to make the conditional formatting, or I can say conditional changes. So my question, so in simple pie case, I'm making another query, but only that focus on the top 5 only, or top 4 only, right? Like we have done in Excel, kth value. kth largest, kth lowest, and so on and so on. So in this case, if you see in a filter pane, right, filter, where my cursor is moving, there are two options or three options, I can say. Filter on this visual. My first option here is filter on this visual, right? Where I can apply the filter condition to only and only for a particular chart or particular business condition. The second option says filter on this page. Whenever we are looking to make a conditional formatting, or let's say a conditional filtering apply to all the charts, then we will use that option. And the third one here is filter on all pages. Like I have used this page 1, page 2, page 3, where I filters on all the pages. If I apply a condition of a business query here, it will apply to all the pages. So no need to repeat for all the pages, that one. So let me apply the first one for visuals only. What is my condition? Top 5 manufacturer. Can I get this manufacturer here? Add field value here. Now, in this case, in case of this manufacturer, there are another 3 options. If you drop down, if you use the drop down, there are 3 options again, like advanced filtering, basic filtering, and top N. What is my first one? My first condition here is top N or bottom N, right? There is another option, bottom N as well, right? So like a kth top value or kth bottom value, right? So what is my first requirement? Top 5 manufacturer only. Now it is saying that my business query is running like that. Identify the top 5 manufacturer, but by which value? My value here is item quantity. I'm dragging here is item quantity directly, right? If I click on this apply filter, see, this is becoming, or this is representing the top 5 value of, or top 5 manufacturer and their corresponding components or weightage, that how much they are contributing to our organization in terms of the supply or in terms of the musical instruments creation, right? Top N value. So anything to repeat in this? Clear? Applying filter button only and only to a particular visual. My first option. I will show you some situation then where we will be requiring to apply the filter condition to all the visualizations, right? There are some conditions also. But in this, anything to repeat before I proceed with? Simple filter button. Now, coming back to that one. So how to identify this top 5 or top N, right? Simple one. Now, back to the report, page 2. Now, another thing here is, let's say, can we analyze the gender in this? Let's say, I analyze the gender as well, right? Let's see if they have mentioned or not. Okay, gender they have given. So let's say if I click another one, another pie chart or donut chart, let's say. This time, not a pie chart. Let's say donut chart I'm creating here, right? What is my call? My call is gender-wise analysis, right? Let's say gender I'm giving as legend, male and female, and then I'm making use of this employee ID as a point, as a value. How many males and how many females? We are able to get it. Simple, right? But in this way, can I change the value? Like count of employee ID, if I make this as a focus mode. Count of employee ID by gender, right? Simple one. But let's say in can we use the realistic color? Why it is representing light blue for female and dark blue for male? Can I make a changes in that case? Let's say I'm just hitting this female color and going back to this visuals, and in that case formatting. Now we can say in case of this legend, okay, not legend, okay, channel properties, okay, so visuals, then slices, yes. In case of the slices, we can make the changes of the color. Let's say female for pink, like pink for females. Now, if I click on this, see, now from the color itself, we are able to understand what is the component. Out of 249 employees, 113 are females and 136 are males. Agree? So in a realistic color, as per the Gestalt principle, your eye load should be reduced. So whatever we are using in a real life, let's say red light for stopping of the traffic, yellow light to be ready, green light for to go, right? Same color. Whatever the color coding or whatever the realistic color we are using in our daily practice, make sure that in visualization also you are some similar color so that any audience or any like anyone who is reading your reports, they can easily understand what is the color meaning also. When I was using, see, nothing harm in that when we were using this light blue and dark blue. But in a more realistic, pink is for a female and a male, like dark blue is for male, in a real sense, right? So if they are not even reading the legend value, like what is the significance of color as a male and pink as a female, they will understand the by color coding itself, right? Now, so how to make a changes in color as well, right? Simple one. Another one here is, let's say, there are, if you see in product table, if in product table, let me open another page, page 3. In page 3, if you are able to see the product, I need to analyze how many musical instruments we are or the company is selling, right? Let's say my other question here is how many musical instruments category they are selling, right? Now let's say if I click on this bar chart, what I'm using this bar chart option, and now so my first option here is on my buy axis, my category should be there, and my item quantity should be on X axis. Simple. Let's say, let me go it for the focus mode. Simple. So, what I am representing, or let's say, let me click on this data level on as well. Data level on. Right. Now, what we are able to understand from this chart that there are 3 categories of the musical instrument that company is selling in that. Right. There are 3 categories that company is selling. Now, my question here is, in each category, how many subcategories? Let's say drum. How many type of drums the company is selling, right? Now, can I use the other one here? If you see the product table again, there is another option subcategory. If I drag this one in visualization, if I use subcategory here, see, now you are able to, now if I delete this one, see, see the focus mode and see this filter button, right? The filter is equivalent to the slicer again, right? I will use that one later. But see this screen, wherever the filter button near to that one, there is no arrow mark as of now. But when I'm dragging this subcategory here, some arrow marks are coming here, right? What is this? This is saying this as drill down approach. When I was mentioning this subtotal, another one, if you remember session 1, there were also I'm saying the granularity of the analysis. The same way, drill down approach, if I click on this, see, my drums, another one, all the subcategories are opening in the same chart. Without going back to the table, without going back to changes in the chart option, my Power BI is giving us the facility or the options to make the change in the granularity. Or I can say drill up. This is the drill up when you are seeing the highest, like a summary. And in that case, the more depth of the summary, so, agree, drill down approach. There is another approach, drill through, that I will discuss a bit later. So drill up, drill down, and drill through. Drill through is the different one, where we are going to highlight like pi of pi. If you remember pi of pi chart somewhere, like highlighting some value, some regions or some specific positions, so that the like top management should focus on that one. So that is the component that is called as a drill through. But now we are using this drill down approach where we are able to see other information for a particular category, right? But not only that one, let's say going back to this, can I add another one here is like as of now, 2 levels, category and subcategory. Let me add the description, product description also here, right? product description also. See, agree? And on y-axis, I have used the three fields, category, subcategory, and description. And on x-axis, I am using the count of the item quantity. But if I click on this, let's say drill down, first one, it is showing me the subcategory. If I click it again on, see, it is showing me the description as well. The third level of the analysis, this, right? So what we can use the department, then position, then adequate designation, and so on. So that is the funda here. But how many times I can use the three things, four things? I may forget, right? I may forget. My system should be smart or automated. I may forget as a human, right? How to drag the three, or how to what is the significance of this calling it category, subcategory, or third level as a description. Why my system is not automated on that, right? So till now, anything to repeat before I make this as an automated, that my system should remember all the options, I should not as a human, right? So anything to repeat, how to make use of the drill down, agree? Now, let me delete that one. So what I have done as a manual process, I have to drag three times category, subcategory, and description. Three times I have dragged this one, right? But my real approach here is, let me delete that one, right? Why I should click on this? Let me delete. Now, you click on this data model view, right? Data model. What was the table name? My table name was that product, where I was mentioning this category, subcategory, and my description should be as a single unit. So that when I'm dragging, it should it should be giving the options of drill down automatically. Click, click, click. That's it. That is my approach. But in this way, I need to drag three times. Can I make use of this another options? Let's say if I click on this category, there is another options, create hierarchy. What I have done, just click on this, right click on this category, and or either you can use the three buttons here. There is options, create hierarchy. All right. I will create a hierarchy for the three options, and I will directly drag that hierarchy to the chart. Right. So there is another options in this in Power BI, create a hierarchy. That is a part of this Power Pivot. Right. The window you are able to see, this is the data model under the Power Pivot. Right. Now, if I click on this create hierarchy for category, it is creating that one. The category hierarchy. Category is coming by default here. Now, can I drag subcategory here as a second option here? Okay. Let me drag to that one. Okay, so it is not coming by. Add to hierarchy, right? Category hierarchy. I'm adding here. Yes, subcategory is added here. In earlier process, it was just a direct drag it. Now they are seeing this add and something. But earlier, in the like when we were using the earlier version of this Power BI desktop, there was options. You just click on this and just directly drag it. I think it will work. I think it is not working as of now, but we can use this add to hierarchy, right? Add to hierarchy, then category hierarchy. Now, what it is showing that it is creating a hierarchy and category, subcategory, and description, right? Now, if you are able to see, if I click on this visualization part and this product table, right? If you click on this product table, there is another options, create hierarchy or category hierarchy, like category hierarchy, right? That we have created. That was not there in original table, right? That we have modified. Now, what was my requirement? That you drag it once, like category hierarchy. See, by default, the three options are coming: category, subcategory, and description. And on x-axis, why it should be? It should be the item quantity on x-axis, right? See, now drill down approach is directly coming. If I click on this, like this, by category or subcategory and by. So this is called as creating a like a hierarchy for a particular field. For date hierarchies, like for this, like for product table, I have created a hierarchy based on my business requirement, like category, subcategory, and description. But for the date hierarchies, like Power BI will create automatically. If there is any date, let's say require recruitment date, or let's say date of joining, or date of leaving, and so type of dates or any date data type, Power BI will create a hierarchy automatically by dividing all the date into year, quarter, month, week, and so and so by default. No need to worry about that one, right? In case of this date data type, Power BI will create a automatically uh, hierarchy. In that case, we can use directly year-wise analysis, quarter-wise analysis, month-wise analysis, and so on. So no need to worry in that case. But the creating hierarchy options, I was just demonstrating that whenever you are looking for this, like let's say department, position, and particular designation, right? Or let's say first one is vertical, then a department, and then maybe another team name, then position, right? So and so. So you can create a hierarchy for that. Now, so anything to repeat in this or anything before I move to another concept in this Power View? Creating hierarchies is simple, right? So anything to repeat as of now? Clear? So I think Power BI is easier than Excel, right? Though it's an advanced Excel, integrated advanced Excel, in my opinion. Simple. Now, coming back, still my question is open. Where the company should open a new store? You need to tell us. है ना? Now, there is another option. Let me discuss that one. That where till now I have not used. See, till now I have used this visualization part. I have used this formatting part. I was showing some options like data levels and tool tip. Another one. Another one here is till now I have not used this analysis part. Let me use that one also. So just to demonstrate that how it is going to work, right? Let's click on this store wise or state wise. Till now we have not discussed state wise analysis something, right? In that, if you see, store state is given, right? Store state is given. If you remember that store state, they have mentioned the city as well. That I will come back later. But let me analyze the store state. Let's say column chart this time. I'm using the another chart, column chart, and my on x-axis, I'm saying that it should be representing store state, right? Whatever wherever the store is located, make sure that you are going to use the store state. And now, state-wise revenue analysis, right? Store-wise revenue analysis. So revenue is given in other table, 2 years of revenue, right? 2 years of revenue. If you click on this y-axis, just directly drag revenue on y-axis. My job is done. If I click on this focus mode, New York, Philadelphia, Indianapolis, Illinois, and what is that? DC? Okay, I'm not sure. Right. So all the 5 states and their revenue is represented as a column chart. But where I'm going to use the analysis in this, let's say average. Let's say average of that one. I'm clicking on this. I'm clicking on the third options as of now, analysis. So for this chart, analysis is enabled automatically. When I was using the card to count the employee, another one, my analysis option was disabled, right? So it is making a sense that where we can apply the analysis, where we cannot. Now, my first question here is, let's say average, right? If I click on this add line, it will make the average and see the dotted line. Dotted line, it is showing me the average of the all the values and making average of all the revenue and making a straight line that how many states are meeting with that and how many states are not meeting up to that line, right? Not only that, if I click on this, add it. So we can use this, let's say average revenue, store or state-wise, right? And then line on, and then we can use, let's say the different color, let's say red color, right? So that it should be visible from far that the where is the threshold or where is the that one. And data level owns, let's say, data level own. So what is the average? Something very 0.8 million something, right? Three states are lacking, or three states are not up to that stat or not meeting the average value of that, right? Or we can use the median, like what you can say, percentile line or maybe something. So based on our business requirement, we can use this analysis part. But not only that one. This is the visualization analysis. There is another option, DAX, data analytics expression, where we can write the formulas as well, right? Here it is calculating automatically as analysis of the but associated with a particular chart or particular visualization. But there is another option, DAX, that I will cover in next session, how to make use of the calculations like year over year recruitment analysis, right? Another one, let's say quarter over quarter or quarter over year, right? Quarter one of first year, quarter one of the second year, quarter one, quarter of the third year, recruitment analysis, or turn rate, or maybe something, a lot of things. So in that, we will use the formula as well that I will cover in the next session as a DAX part or DAX analysis. But this analysis, this circle or glass symbol, is analysis associated with the visualization, where we can use the pre-written formulas just to make a fancy or just to make some summary on a visualization, right? Now, average line that we have used this using the visualization analysis. Apart from that, let's say, now, so you need to change all the titles, right? The same way, like I was mentioning in that one, how to make the changes of the title. So it is not looking good that sum of revenue wise store state. We can use the store wise or state wise revenue, simple way. So how to make use of that one? Let's say just to, so in case of this format visuals, and click on this journal and then title on, then you can write something here, sum of revenue, or I can say store wise or store state or state wise, right? Revenue. Simple, whatever you like, right? So you can write that one, you can make it changes of the color, font, another one, right? Simple. So that are to us that how we have used in Excel also, change of all font and formatting. Same way. Now, another thing here is my question simple. Till now, what we have covered, I have covered this card option. I have covered this line where I have used the data level on mark level on, and then I have used this tooltip by default on. Then page 2, we have used this top 5 manufacturer. I have given the query for identify kth value or top n value. Then we have used this color coding as well to represent as per the Gestalt principles to reduce the eye load, right? So that in a real sense, we can understand what is the color significance. And the third one here is we have used this analysis associated with the visualization average line. We have used this down and what you can say, drill up approach. Drill through is pending as of now. That I will show later. Right. Now come back to this one. There is another option here, visualization. Or I can say, let's say, there is another option, map, right? Map. Till now we have not used the EMP zip code, right? That is very specific, like I was mentioning in the last session as well. They have mentioned zip code as well, right? Employee zip code. Can they analyze from where we are recruiting more and more people, right? See, though we have all the data set with our company, with our report in our report, but I am looking for such analysis so that we can understand the geography of the employees, right? That's why they have intentionally given the EMP zip code. What is the use of the zip code? It will be plotted over a virtual globe, right? If I start analyzing the zip code, I may count that 5 people are coming from this city or 10 people have been recruited from this city and so on and so. But that is not my objective, right? I'm looking for a visualization part from so that we can understand the geography of our recruited employee. Agree with this concept? Now, if I click on this employee zip code here, let's say where it is. In employee zip code, there are two fields, employee zip code and employee ID. So let's say if I directly drag employee zip code as a location. It is getting populated here. So let me go for this focus mode. And then let's say employee ID as a count. Listen. See, how many people from where we have recruited like this? Simple. It is showing us the distribution of the, or I can say geography of the recruited employees from which country and how many employees we have recruited. Right? Simple one. But in this chart, it is not clearly visible. Let's see. But I need to identify the store as well. Where my stores on the virtual floor or over the world. To identify this issue or to resolve that question, where the company should open a new store, first thing we need to identify where our existing five stores are located on the globe, right? Simple logic. For that, I'm going to use another approach. Let's say, let me click on that. Go back to this Excel where we have used this data model, right? If you remember that we have used this data model and Power Pivot, the same way, just click on this file and click on these options, right? Options and then customize region. In case of this customized region, there is options that popular commands. You need to use that all commands. All commands. In that case, you will be able. Oh, it is getting loaded. All commands, and in that case, you will be able to see this one. 3D map, right? O for open 3D map. Right. Let me go to that O. There is option in this open 3D map. I right? Just click on this O, or you can search directly there. There will be option open 3D maps. This one, right? Just click on this and add to here somewhere. Add to insert, right? In the last or new group somewhere. So I have already added here. So if you see open 3D map, you can create a new group from here, new group under the insert, and directly open this open 3D map from here, right? Simple. It will resolve such type of issues, the geography of the employees, geography of the stores, geography of your distributors, suppliers, and so on and so on, or where your customers are there, right? That's why they have given the customer zip code as well in this. Agree? So just click on this and add this open 3D map. Once you have added and click on OK, right? So you are able to see this insert and click on this open 3D map, right? It is different from that one that we are able to see this in Power BI. And in that case, let's say it is just getting loaded. So let's say I'm clicking on this new tool, right? By default, the model we have created in last session, by default, it is taking that one. That's why I'm using the same file where we have used the Power Pivot. If you are using the Power Pivot and you have saved your model last session, it will be directly getting the values or all the fields. See, all the 5 or 6 tables are visible here, right, by default. So it is getting the values from the data model that we have created in the last session. All the 6 tables are on your screen, right? Now, what is my first priority? My first priority here is where my stores over the globe, right? Can I use the store zip code here from the store table? If I click on this layer one, what is the layer one? If I click on this, add location, right? Add location. It will understand the zip code, real zip code over the virtual globe, right? If you have connected with the internet, right? Store zip code like this. Where my store are available. See, my 5 stores, like they have mentioned, the 5 stores. See, this is the store zip, second one, third one, fourth one, and fifth one. 5 stores somewhere in US. You see, all the 5 stores has a blue dot. Agree? Now, if I use employee ID, or let's say store, let's say if I click on this field list again, store city, I need to identify the store city as well, right? As a category. See, now it is showing us the value. What is the color coding and what is the meaning of that one? If I rotate like this, see, all the 5 stores own my virtual globe, right? Somewhere on the eastern Northern America, east of North America, right? Agree? Anything to repeat before I plot employee IDs on this, right? What I have done, I have plotted all the, what I have done, I have plotted all the 5 stores on this, right? I plotted all the 5 stores over virtual globe with different colors. Now, what I am going to use, I'm going to plot employee IDs, where my employees are located, or from where we have recruited, right, based on the employee zip code. So let's say from EMP zip code table, I'm going to use employee ID as a count here, right, as a height. So all the employees are working over the 5
Sir, can you
stores.
please repeat the globe thing again?
Okay. So what I have done, let me read that one. What I have used this add layer, and it is my layer 1. And what I'm going to use, I'm going to use this store zip code first to locate my all the stores over the globe. So first thing I am using this store, right? So it is showing us the 5 dots
This is
over
for
the
Excel
globe.
file or Power BI file?
No, this is an Excel file I'm using. In Excel file, I have opened this 3D map.
3D
Right.
maps. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So can you please repeat like how to open the 3D map in the Excel file?
Okay. Okay. So in this case, just first you need to enable your 3D map, right? So just go to this file, then options, and then customize ribbon. The same way like we have used this the developer mode and Power Pivot mode, and then use this all the commands here. And in popular command 3D will not be visible, or you can directly type. But if you use this all commands, just it is getting loaded here. And then just directly go to O, and you can select this open 3D map from there. Where it is written? Oh, okay, Q, open 3D map. Right. Just click on this O and you are able to see this open 3D map somewhere. Here it is available, or I have already, yeah, open 3D map, right here. And then you just create a new in the main tab under the insert, right? Under the insert tab, you just create a new group, and in new group directly just hit like this and click on this 3D map add. So it will be directly giving to or going to here in insert tab, right? Any tab of your choice. So for better or better memory, I am using this insert button, right? Once you have done, then click on OK. And now just come directly to insert where you have added the 3D map here in the last, right? As a new group. Now if you click
Sir,
on this 3D, yes.
sir, in insert you have added new group.
Right. From the main tab, bottom side. And then just directly click on this new group and add this open 3D map there. So it will be coming under the insert, right? So that no need to worry about where we have inserted or where the options is available. So we can remember that there is an insert, and insert the last option, new group, open 3D map. Once you have done, just click on that one and you will be able to see this screen, and click on the new tool, right? So what I have used in that, like layer 1. First, I need to locate my 5 stores available over the virtual globe. So this type of this type of virtual globe are very helpful to understand the customer geography, your suppliers geography, and your employee geography, your multi-location company geography, and so and so. Right. Now, another thing here is what I have used, store zip code as a location because it is going to identify based on the zip code. The second thing here is what I have used. I have used this field, and then I have used store city, right? Where the store here, store city as category, so that I can understand which city at which location. See, right? All the 5 cities we are able to see, or all the 5 options we are able to see on my screen now. Where my 5 stores are located, where all the 249 employees are working, right? These are that one. Can I add in that, let's say, can I add employee ID as a count? Because all the employees are working in that one only, right? So no change will be visible here as of now, right? All 49 employees are working here. And not only that one, you can make a zoom, you can make use of the other options as well, right? See, like a Google Map, another one, right? Simple. Now, can I add another layer here? Let's say if I click on this add layer 2, let's say add layer 2. Now it is showing me the same options like what the location, what the height. The first layer I have used this store zip code. In the second layer, I'm going to use employee zip code to superimpose where my employees are coming to work on my stores or different stores, right? Now, if I click on this, let's say on the field list, then EMP zip code as location. Simple. Now it is getting populated here, right? It is getting populated here. See, as a green button or green dots, you are able to see the employees are coming from such location. But before that, can I use this map labels so that I can see from which state or which city they are coming up, right? If I click on this map labels, it will be showing me the real or virtual map in the real sense. See, if you are able to see, most of the employees are coming from, let me remove that one. Most of the employees are coming from nearby store location. Agree? Nearby store locations. Can I use the bubble map? Let's say I'm using the third option, bubble map, for the second layer. See, now you are able to see now. This is my employee geography. But not only that one, if you see, if you zoom out little bit, these are your employee distribution from US. Not only that one, some employees you have recruited abroad as well from such countries, right? Where you are able to see the green dots. Agree? Now, my simple question here is, where the company should open the new store. As a business decision head or as a HR head, can anyone suggest that maybe near to Nevada, maybe California, maybe at Texas, right? Where the company should open a new store in 2024. All the 5 stores are on my globe. My employee distributions are on my globe, and my employees recruited from other countries than US are also on my globe, right? So we can see we are like whether that which employee from Romania and which from Austria and so and so. But this type of analysis is giving you the flexibility to understand the geography of your employee, from where you are getting the employee more and more in that case, right? My simple question here is where the company should open a new store. This analysis, can anybody put any like guess or any suggestion in this as of now before I make it more complicated? Where the company should open a 6 store in 2024?
So store should be in United States or in anywhere in the world. It's a expansion.
See, as a business decision head or business maker, you need to tell us, right? So I'm not restricting that whether it is in the US or whether it should be in the whether it can be outside of the US as well, right? But see the history that all the 5 stores are east of the Northern America, right? Then any good observation in this? First thing, we are sure that most of the employees are working or most of the employees are recruited near to the store location. That's the density of the bubble is saying that one. Density and size of the bubble is saying that one. Representing that one. If I make it a given like this, right? See, most of the employees are coming to work at the store from the nearby locations as well. Or maybe they are a permanent address, or maybe they are as a communication address. We are not sure that is not given clearly in the employee ID, that is a communicated employee zip code, or that is a permanent resident zip code. We are not sure about that one. But as of now, we are able to see that most of the employees working at a particular store, they are coming from the nearby locations, right? And some are from the abroad as well. We have seen Eastern and European countries as well, Middle East, whatever you can consider, right? My another approach here is how to identify where the company should open a new store, and from where the next recruitment may be the possible, may have a possibility, right? As HR head, can we identify from where we can get the next recruit, or from where we can run the next recruitment drive for a new store, 60 store in 2024. Any good assumptions in this? Maybe inside of the US or maybe outside of the US. Any good observation or anything? Or before I make it another clue in this.
In US, sir, so already.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, Bhavna,
So we can open the stores near the water bodies, because like in the previous instances also the stores are near the water bodies. It can be one any continent as such, but it should be near to the water body. Because maybe the product is such that which requires transportation through the sea routes.
Okay, I agree. But they are musical instrument, no? They are not too heavy.
So basically, these are musical instruments. People like to play those. I think you can have a good assumption that in the beach areas, in the beach side, people like to play those type of instruments in their weekend or in those times. So that's why this water bodies plays a crucial role over there. And as the 3 stores are in the right of the east side of the United States, and 2 stores we can see that Indiana, and another is that's blue. So just scroll it down, sir. So we can put another store, Chicago. We in between Indiana and Chicago. Okay, sir. In the same line, because it's a bubble is showing. Bubble is showing that also in the Chicago also we can open a new store, because it's a lot of bubble are showing over there in Chicago. People are from Chicago, so we can do in that way.
No, I agree with your concept, but people are employees.
Okay, these are the employees only, na?
Yeah,
these are not the customer base. It's mainly employees.
These are the employees. That's why these are the employee zip codes I have used in second layer.
Green bubbles are mainly employees.
Right.
So one thing is there, like as you told that maybe they have relocated at these positions. So like would it be a criteria to open or another store over there, or
no,
like
no, that is not a criteria. I am just looking for that one. Far, like how many employees are coming from far locations, right? There is options in most of the company, like if you are residing within the 7 kilometers or maybe the half an hour distance from the office location, so and so some type of analysis they are making use of that one. So my humble submission here is to use that one to this plot. For first thing is employee zip code to identify from where my employees are coming or have been recruited, right? So, but in I agree that there is no clarity. There is a permanent address or this is a communicated address as of now. But let's say if I consider this as a permanent address, because most of the people are like they have mentioned, so might be this the column field is permanent zip code. Else everyone would have given the same location nearby only. But in that case, if we are considering or assuming the clause 1 that they have mentioned the permanent zip code for all the employees in a particular column, So we are able to understand that most of the employees have recruited from the nearby locations only. Let me give the real-time example also. In Kashipur, I am Kashipur also. Most of the staffs have been recruited from the nearby locations only, so that they can stay for a longer period. They will be looking for the less switches than other one. So and so reasons, right? Now,
But sir, based on only this data, how can we decide that where can we open the store? Until and unless we don't do the market research, until and unless we don't do the other parameter for the demand, because demand
okay.
analysis, we have only
Okay.
data. There is a store location and that is the store's revenue and all those things. But until and unless we don't go for any market research, how can we go for opening any new store for any new area?
Okay. So let me remove this layer first. Let's say I'm removing the layer 2. Let me remove that one. What my first this was like a first layer is showing a store zip code and a store city. So let me change the height here. Going back to this one, I agree with your viewpoint that how we can decide that we are the new store, and let me analyze the market situation then. Let's say item quantity.
Yes, sir.
Then now it is getting populated. It is getting populated. No. Store zip code, store city, we have used category and item quantity. Okay. So let me change the other one. It is not taking that one. So in that case, let's say if I use item purchase, item quantity, or maybe order table, right, to analyze something, items, or maybe something I can use, or item
Sir, we
quantity.
can see which city the sales are more, so that we
Yes,
can
yes,
have
yes.
that.
So that's why
There
I'm
the
using
store
this.
can be
Sales
done.
data is not there, revenue data is there.
Yes, revenue is
We
there.
can
So
use the revenue.
what I can use? I can use the customer zip code. See where my customers are located over the grid. That give us,
Customers.
है and then
Yes, yes,
item
sir.
quantity, let's say from item table, right? Now we are able to see in this. See where
Yes,
my
sir.
5
This data,
stores
this
were, right? See my 5 stores are on the seashore, and you are able to see the dense part, like the dotted part is the customer orders. For like from where we are, the company is getting orders, or I can say in a reverse, where the company is delivering the orders, right? That's what I have done. I have changed the analysis parameter customer zip code now, right? Can be analyzed.
one.
You
Yes,
know?
sir. We can do now.
So see, first assumption that the near to seashore, they are liking to play the musical instrument. That's true. See, over the California or nearby seashore or Washington, right, the density is more, right? Based on this, you are able to see, right? Another thing here is, see, the density of the nearby locations, right? Most of the people or most of the orders have been delivered to the nearby locations. Agree? In the same way, can be open, or the company can be suggest to the company that they can open a
Yes,
new
sir. We
store
can now
near to
suggest.
California,
Yeah.
है ना?
So it's the California and the Santos.
Santos or maybe something, है ना? Nearby to or San Francisco,
That's those locations in the western part of USA.
western
Yeah.
part.
Yes, it's the western part of the country.
Another thing here is it will resolve their inventory management and as well as their supply distribution. In other words, if
Supply
we have
chain
another
management
store,
will help. Yes, sir.
right?
Supply chain management will be easier
Huh,
because then delay time also will be
agree,
reduced. And if they can establish a warehouse over there, and
right?
in that case, it will be easier for their cost efficiency also.
And
Agree.
sir,
In
one
that
thing
case.
is there, like in
Hmm.
this, if we also enter that employee dimensions,
Hmm.
so it would now become more precise that it is from this region that the employees are coming, and this is
Hmm.
also where the customers are there. So
Right.
that can also be added as a criteria in this.
Completely agree.
That's but sir, one
But
thing I
hmm,
want to be a
hmm,
different view over there.
hmm,
Basically, sir, the need
hmm,
of the job makes
hmm,
the people go from roaming from one place to
agree,
another. So the
agree.
place where may not be, the people are moving from that location in the
Hmm,
Santos and California. People are already there. They
hmm,
have sufficient job. So if we put the store there, so people can have that opportunity, and people are already industrial minded, and they are already equipped with the proper skill set.
hmm.
So that is why people won't have to roam from one place to another. If I get job nearby my hometown, then why
Right.
should I relocate? That's the main
Right.
thing. So it will be a criteria that where from it's a far away from point where from we're recruiting people are coming. That is a criteria for our store location, new store location opening.
Okay. No, completely agree with the viewpoints. See, in both the options or both the opinion, let me clarify or let me add something. See, I agree completely that people are looking for the nearby locations to their state or their hometown. Agree. And if they are getting the similar type of job and pay package, they will not move. Agree. But another thing here is if we superimpose the employee zip code also as a second layer in this, that will help us in another direction that why we are allowing, why we are forcing the people to relocate first, right? So can we have a store nearby to that location so that their zip code should or their distance from the store location should be reduced. Let's say if this is the permanent zip code they have mentioned or they have given in the data set, what it will help us to analyze the nearby locations from where we are recruiting more and more people. So let's say, give an example, a company working in the US and they are recruiting or they are outsourcing most of the people from India. Why they are not opening an office in India itself? And the work can be done online as well, right? Just assumption. Why to relocate all the people from India to US to work in a company? Why not they are opening a new office in India? That's it. And people will
But
be
sir,
happy to work
I want to divert again the same
yes.
assumption. Sir,
Hmm.
people, those who are in the northeastern region,
Hmm.
due to lack of their industry-minded people, due to lack of demand, people
Hmm.
has to relocate from northeast to eastern part or to the
Hmm.
western part or the northern part or southern part of
Hmm.
India. Okay,
Hmm.
but if a
Hmm.
company, being a company owner, if I think that people so many coming from northeast part, we should open
Hmm.
a store over there in northeast. But
Hmm.
northeast is not a proper place because that place we can't open because demand is not that much. So if
No, no,
in some
no,
area
no,
demand is
huh.
like that, yes sir.
No, no, just to add to your point, in that case, we are analyzing the customer geography as well, right? Where the company is delivering more and more,
Sir.
or
So our first
where
priority
the
should be,
company,
yes sir,
है ना?
first priority should be our customer
Customer,
base.
right, right,
Based on
right.
the customer base, we
Hmm.
can take a second layer as just okay,
Employee
we
zip
have a
code,
customer base, employee zip code, but
right?
first priority and foremost priority is our customer base.
No, no, that's agree, right? Huh? That's why I have plotted a customer first. But another thing here is just to add in this, we are agree that maybe on the western side of the US, northern US, but what about that like abroad region? And what about this Florida region, right? Again, it is a far from New York and other Chicago and other one. We can think about this one also. And the assumption says people are liking to play musical instrument near to seashore when they are having the leisure time, right? And that was a vacation. If you see, if you remember, when the people, most of the people are purchasing the musical instrument nearly or near to Christmas or New Year. The peak was very high at that time of purchasing. And what about this one? If I click on this, if we are talking about the supply chain and the inventory management, why we are not thinking abroad to open a new store somewhere in Romania or Budapest or Austria, right? See the density of the customers or order, they are delivering there, right? Why the company is not thinking to target the other countries' customers as well? You
So
know?
when we think about opening a new store, there are different criteria, not only like
Agree,
limited to this,
agree.
whether a geocentric approach would be followed or a polycentric or a
Hmm.
ethnocentric approach is going to be followed.
Hmm.
So the company need to think from all the perspective, not only
Agree.
from this perspective.
And,
Like,
another thing just to add before you say operational
right,
issues and operational government policy as
right.
well. You know?
All the things like whether they are the external environmental factors or the internal factors, all those
Hmm.
factors need to be considered before evaluating. So
Agree.
there could be various parameters on which it
Hmm.
would be judged.
Agree. But for that
Absolutely, sir.
period, but we need some locations to judge where the
Yes,
government
sir.
policies
Right.
are good and where the environment is good or where the company
Sir,
tax policies are another one
after
thing.
doing the market analysis, sir, we have to do the pestle analysis. It's everywhere.
Right.
Without doing
Everywhere.
the pestle analysis, we can go for any
Hmm.
new business. But company
Right.
risk-taking appetite is also a factor for
I
opening a
agree.
new store abroad. Okay,
Right.
my
Right.
criteria, I have to open a new store abroad. Okay,
Hmm.
but my risk-taking appetite is less because we have only 5 stores
Agree.
only in USA. before expansion in my own country, why should I go for another country first?
Before you say one, let me add to something. If you see my first upload, when I like plotted only employee zip code, and I was showing that some people have been recruited from abroad as well. These are the same locations where the customers are residing, right? If you
Yes,
remember
sir.
the first plot, right?
Yes,
If you
sir.
remember
In
my first plot,
Romania people are there. We have
Anna, so people
people
are
from
working.
Romania, Austria.
People are working. That's why the awareness about the company is also increasing, right?
Yes,
Anna.
that's the factor also.
If you remember that no people was working from India, and if you see, if I rotate, even they are not delivering to India as well. Like there will not be anything here. Let me go to India. See, no, nothing is there for India. So market awareness, or maybe the business awareness, or I can say, and where the people are working in a particular company, where there only they will be knowing about this, or maybe word to word mouth, or maybe something word of mouth, or whatever you can consider. So yes, I agree that multiple factors, but at least we can suggest some peak locations or pioneering locations to the company so that they can further analyze that it might be a good options. Let's say 4 5 options we are giving to the company to analyze further, maybe tax policies, maybe return policies, or not only the store. We can go for a inventory management so that any return, if the company is allowing for the return as well, they can have a less distance in inventory management, or maybe the return management, right? So a lot of things we need to, or the company need to think about this.
But
So my
while we
humble,
go for, sir,
huh,
while we go for any expansion, we
hmm,
first target the low hanging fruits.
agree.
So low hanging fruits is already
Hmm,
there in the New York,
right.
Santos, in those
Or
areas. These are the
not
low
only
hanging
that one,
fruits.
not only that one, Florida is also a good location nearby to
Yes,
that.
yes,
I know.
yes.
See,
So these are the low hanging fruits, sir. So we
right.
first target the low hanging,
Hmm,
and after targeting those low hanging fruits, then we will
hmm,
go for some different areas. But low hanging
agree.
fruits should be targeted first, no, sir?
Agree. But it's a more than 20 years of running experience, running business, right? So now companies should
That's
expand
also
more and
true.
more. I know. So that's about this 3D map and how we are going to use this, or not only that one, it is applicable to use to analyze your suppliers analysis or supplier geographical distribution from where we are getting a higher cost from the supply, right? And maybe delays in supply due to that longer distance or a far distance, right? A lot of things we can analyze by using this 3D map, right? And not only that one, we can have the options to create a video as well. So let's say what to video. Like we are explaining to our board management something. Let's say some analysis we are presenting to our board management. I can make this as a screen one, and I can make use of this capture screen, right? This screen I have just freezing that one. I have used this capture screen. Then I can use the new screen and then going further for analysis like this. So let's say I'm analyzing what this, maybe Chicago City or maybe something store, and then I'm making use this capture screen second, then third one, further analysis or near to that. Right. So whenever you have come up with some interesting point, why zooming in or maybe zoom out or maybe going further details, another one. So let's say screen 3 and so and so, capturing screen third. Okay. So maybe a new screen. So maybe system hang. Yeah, third screen is saved. And then another one here is like, let's say a particular location and you are explaining, let's say the video is going on and you are explaining to your top management like this, and then a new screen again, capture screen, then new screen, right? So and so. And now if you combine all the 10 seconds for screen, create a video, it will make an integration of all the 40 seconds. And whenever you are explaining something special to your top management or in front of board management, it will be playing as a video, right? So let's say if I create a video here, presentation and HD, that's fine. And let's say create. So first thing, I need to click on the first slide, right? So let's say start from the first one, right? Where we have started, and let's say create a video. Create, and let's say if I need to save it, let's say desktop, then HRA 2024, let's say session 5, let's say my tour one, or maybe analysis one, right? Let's say analysis one. So it is like integrating all the 40 seconds, it will take time. And not only that one, like we have a date format in this, like order date or maybe something. We can use a date also as a timeline. See, there is the fifth option here after the category where I have used the stores a day. There is another option, time, where I can use the order date. So it will be showing the complete history of all the 2 years, how it is getting populated over the virtual globe, right? So it will be an interesting movie or interesting video clip that you can directly represent when you are presenting your analysis or thoughts in front of a board management. So just it is just integrating in that, and then I will play it. So this is about the 3D map, and it is also available in the Power BI. Another thing here is ArcGIS, another options. I will show you that one, where we can see the route analysis as well, right? Like a Zomato and what I can say, courier services are using the route optimization. Another one, that ArcGIS. There is another options, right? So that is also available in the Power BI, where I will be giving some zip code in such a way so that we will be plotting the route and roads as well, like a Google map, right? In this map, we are not able to see the roads, right? We are just seeing over the, we are able to see the places over a virtual plot, right? So just taking few seconds and it will be running. So whenever you are going whenever you are going further or deeper analysis, you can use this open 3D map, and you can capture the screen, and you can highlight something, or you can make an integration of all the captured screens, right? Simple, but more useful for a business perspective. And like I was mentioning, from where we should go for the next drive recruitment or next recruitment drive, right? The same way we can analyze the last recruitment drive. In that given data set, it was not mentioned. And in some data set, you might be having such reports. Let's say 5 recruitment drive from Southern India, or maybe 4 from Eastern India, then 5 again from Northern India, and so on. So on the based on the geolocations from such institutions and such organizations or places where you have done recruitment drives, so you can you can understand where the next drive can be happen in the next year or maybe the next quarter, right?
The purchase date also can be a great factor for
Right, yes.
deciding the thing, because
Deciding
if
thing.
somewhere it is increasing trend and somewhere it is declining on the saturation stage,
Right,
so that is an also a factor for
right.
the decision making.
No, completely agree. So date format is any date that drive is important for such type of analysis. Another one is a zip code. That's why they have intentionally given. And in Tableau, when I'm going to discuss in 7 session Tableau also, when I will be showing a multi MNC company data set, where we are going to do more and more analysis based on the zip code or based on the store state or store location, right? And number of analysis make use of this location parameter, right? And not only that one, which location is promising and which location is not even promising, that we have not able to see in this, because due to the lack of data set. But in the future cases, I will add some more details so that more analysis can be done. So just getting completed, I will run the video and will be showing the how it is going to be advantageous. So this is called as power map. So though the Excel says this is a 3D map, but we are calling this as a power map, another view. Because why we are calling this as the power map? Because it is integrating, or it is retrieving the data set or information from multiple data set or multiple tables, I can say. That's why it is not a simple map, it is a power map, right? So now getting completed. Yes. So it is completed now. So let me open that one by using a PLC player or any media player, right? By default, it will be running the depth of that one. Okay, so let me cancel it. See, whatever we have used as a click, 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 and the further analysis, it is showing that one also. See. So every 10 seconds, it is changing the screen. So meanwhile, you can explain your analysis or specific points that you have when you are doing the analysis in that, right? So each 10 seconds, it is changing the screen. The 10 seconds are sufficient to highlight something that you have come up with your analysis. So it is just random click. I have not done anything, but it is very, very useful in that case, right? See, this was the starting, and then we have used the further analysis in this. See? After each 10 seconds, it will change like this. So meanwhile, you can explain your thoughts or your identified point in that case, right? By using the power map. Simple. Or even you can use the bubble map, charts, or you can use the heat maps as well to identify the density of your customers or your employees, right? Like in screen one, I have used that one, bubble maps, right? So this is about the power map. Come back to this. The same way we are able to see in this, but it is a simple 3D map, right? So we are not able to see this type of features in this. But like I was mentioning about the ArcGIS, that is also possible that it will give you the route map optimization, another one. So where it is, yeah, ArcGIS. The last row, if you click on the third last from the right side, ArcGIS map for Power BI, right? It will give you the routes as well, like Google Map, like from source to destination and so and so, right? That we will cover in another one. Then when I collect or when I added some more data set. So whenever you are
Sir,
completing any,
excuse me.
yes, please.
Sir, I joined little late after 15 minutes, so I have to confirm this. So far, whatever you have been showing or doing, it is in Excel or Power BI.
No. See, in Power BI, I have covered this card, this line chart along with the tooltip. Then what I have used this top 5 manufacturer, like top get value. Then I have used this color Gestalt principles color coding scheme, right?
Okay.
And then in Power BI only, I have used this drill down approach, like how to create a category and how to create a subcategory, create hierarchy, right? Apart from that, what we have covered, we have created average. We have analysis associated with the visualization, average value of store-wise revenue. Then page 4, I was just discussing this 3D map, right? And I was using the Power Map in Excel to demonstrate
Okay,
more
so
analysis.
Power BI is one of the tool inside Excel. It enhances the applicable functionality of Excel. Is that so?
No. In my definition, both the products are from Microsoft, like MS Excel and Power BI. What the Microsoft has done, they have integrated advanced functionality and visualization in terms of the Power BI commercial software.
Okay. It's
But easier than Excel. Easier than
Excel. Okay.
Right. Click method. That's it. Drag it and drop it. That's it.
Okay.
Right.
Thank
you. So whenever you have completed project, so what you need to do, you need to save it, right? Click on the save and give a file path, right? Let's say session 5 desktop, right? So let's say I'm just saying this analysis one, right? Or maybe whatever the relevant name you can give it and just click on save, right? Now, what I'm going to do after saving this one, I'm going to create a new blank report, right? Blank report. I'm going to click on this. So it is getting loaded or it is creating a blank canvas for us. Yes. If you see, there is no data set, right? It is equivalent to the new window that I have opened from the Power BI itself. What I need to do?
Sir,
Yes,
just
please.
wanted to know
Hmm.
from where we can generate X and Y axis. I missed that.
Yeah, in which chart? Let me go to the analysis one. It is getting loaded. Yes. So in case of this X and Y axis, right? So click on this any visualization here, let's say, and you can see in build visualization, X and Y axis are written here, right? Here.
These are self-populated, or we need to generate it X axis or Y axis somewhere? Like we need to create these tabs.
No, tabs will be self-generated, but you need to drag the value, drag the
I know.
fields.
That I know.
Right. So just click on this new blank canvas, and then just click on this file that I have shared today morning, the session 5, right? Let me click on this, and session 5, I'm going to start this session 5. Just upload that file. Right. We will see some more analysis that is more relevant to HR perspective. In the given data set of session 4, more and more related to the revenue, sales, and customer analysis. But my agenda here is to analyze more and more from the HR documents. So I am uploading another file that is given in a simple Excel file, right? To avoid any confusion that whether we need to install MS Access or not. So I'm just giving a data set. But my humble submission for session 4 files was to integrate a data set either from MS Access, MS SQL Server, maybe, or IBM DB2, whatever platform you are using in your organization. So MS Power BI is giving the options to integrate just to export the data, just to import the data set by identifying the correct extension, right? Now it is applying, okay, so it is getting loaded. So the session 4 file I have saved with analysis1.pbx, right? So that is the extension of this Power BI. If you share any with anyone, it will be open when if they have a Power BI installation in their system, right? Now I have uploaded this file that I have shared in today's morning, right? Just upload that one, and we will start discussing more and more from the HR perspective in this, right? So no need to worry whether to install MS Access or SQL Server or whatever. So next onwards, I will be giving simple data set. But my humble submission here just to show you or demonstrating that how to integrate or how to import multiple files in a Power BI, right? And how the Power BI is creating Power Pivot and Power Query to modify and to create data model, right? Just upload that one, and we will start working with new insights in this that we have not covered as of now, right? So 10:41 is in my clock. So what we can do, we can have a 10 minutes break. And after that, we will start a fresh project to analyze this session 5 data set, right? So see you just in 10 minutes.
So
Okay, sir.
previous one, where it will get saved? Previous session for data analysis which you have done.
Yeah, so
That's
that I have shared in the session 4, right? Last Sunday, I have shared all the
No,
files.
in this Power BI, where it will get saved?
So I have saved like this one, like click on this file, right? And sorry, click on this file and then save it. So by default, it will be taking the extension of PBIX and just give the file path, right? So just upload the new file that I have shared, and we will see some new insights with the new functionality in Power BI or Power BI, I can say, right? So see you in 10 minutes. Hi, very good morning. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Great.
Yes.
So welcome back, and in the continuation of the previous session, just upload the file that I have shared today, session 5, right? And in that case, if you are able to see like a fields like a department, employee ID, employee name, EMP satisfaction rating, like out of 5, then gender, male and female, then hire date. See, like if I click, let me close that EMP analysis first, right? And word rhythm also. So if I open, what is that file name? EMP analysis. Let's see the messages. Okay. So if I open a session 5 file that I have shared, let's say. Right. In this case, if you are able to see like employee name, employee ID, gender, marital status, pay rate, position, department, race diversity, right? And apart from that, hire date they have mentioned. And there is another important thing, term regions. Like some people have moved to other organizations, someone have find the new one, or maybe someone has left, right? And still few are working. And they have mentioned the manager name as well, like which employee is working under which manager. Recruitment source they have mentioned. And apart from that, they have mentioned finally the EMP satisfaction. But the more important point here is first thing is term regions that we need to like check. And another one here is if
So
you
what do
see
you mean by this term reason? Like it is written still employed, another
that,
position, military, like.
so the reasons why people have moved or is still working, right? So someone has changed the company due to the career change because like, see sometimes whenever they are like any employees resigning from any organization, they usually ask that one, right? What is that?
Right.
Anna,
So the
see,
places where it is written still employed, they are with the same organization.
same.
Okay.
And some have retired as well. Some are unhappy. In frustration, they have written unhappy or maybe something. Or ideally,
And
we
oblique A, what does it mean?
not applicable.
Not applicable.
It's still employed. So, like some has written to school or maybe graduation or post-graduation to complete their degrees or masters or maybe something. So some regions attendance maybe they don't like this 9 to 5 culture or maybe something, or maybe punch in punch out system or maybe something. So whatever they have mentioned, random issues. Someone has left for more money, another one, right? Or they were demanding more money, but the company was not ready, so then they have left the organization. And someone has not even started yet, right? So and so reasons they have mentioned. Someone has not liked the company hours, whatever it was expected as a duty, or maybe something for work culture. So n number of regions they have mentioned, and more than 10,000 or how many rows? Yeah, 3,000 rows they have mentioned. Yeah, right. Another one here is interesting thing, hire date. So in this case, they have mentioned the hire date as well. But if you see my uploaded file here, right? If you see, let me close the first one, analysis one, so that it should not distract. Okay, no issues. So in this way, but in this case, when I am able to see, after uploading, when I am able to see this data in the uploaded part, there is another hire date, right? And date hierarchy that I was mentioning that if there is any date data type, my Power BI will understand this as a date hierarchy, and they will separate it like year, quarter, month, and day by default. Though in case of the previous data set, I have to create a hierarchy for product name, category name, subcategory name, and description, right? But for date data type, my Power BI will create a hierarchy by default itself. No need to worry. Like years, so we can directly drag the year for what you can say year-wise analysis, quarter-wise recruitment, quarter-wise resignation, and so and so. Like n number of analysis based on this hierarchy creation for us, right? Another one here is, let's say, first thing, what is the year span they have mentioned? I need to check that one, right? So let's say what I'm going to use this slicer first. Slicer is more important, right? So slicer, where it is? Yes, slicer. What I have used? I have used a slicer, and then can I use year? Let's say date hierarchy. If I drag directly year, it is getting loaded here. Yes. Now let me go for the focus mode. What it is showing the year 2006 to 17. That means nearly 11 years data they have mentioned here, right? Nearly 11 years of the data set they have mentioned. If you remember, or if you have used Amazon or Flipkart or Myntra or any e-commerce portal, Meesho and whatever you are using, you are able to see some price range, new collections, price range, or I can say the other variations like, right? So same way, if I drag it like this, see, my year is getting changed. Like if I'm moving the end time, so earlier it was 2006 to 2017. Now it is a range of 2006 to 2011 only, right? The same way I can start. I'm looking for only the analysis for the 3 years, 2009, 10, and 11, right? My slicer is a perfect answer for that. Agree? What I'm using the slicer with a range so that to expand on that one, right? Maybe the limit. So no, not only the 3 years, maybe 5 years. Let's say 2009 to 13, 12, 13. That's it. 13, 13. That's it. Now I'm going to analyze starting from 2009 to 2003. But what I'm going to analyze? Let me create another chart first, right? So let's say I'm going to open all the bandwidth or all the data. But let's say, first thing, what we can do, we can make use of this formatting as usual. In case of this year, by default, we know that year, right? Year, then values. In case of these values, can I make this bold, right? Now, can I make use of this title head or a little bit higher, right? So that it should be visible from far, let's say like this, 2006 and till 2017, like this. Simple. Or I can drag it a little bit here. Now, my second question is what it should analyze after seeing the year span here, right? From 2006 to 2017, what it should analyze? It should analyze the recruitment or hire date, right? That's why we have created that one. So can I create a line chart? Because I'm looking for the trend here. So can I create a line chart here? Let's say. In case of this line chart, what I should analyze, year date or hire date as x-axis, year should be on x-axis, right? And the second one here is, let's say, EMP counter. If I make use of this EMP count, can I make use of this? Okay, let's say y-axis, right? In case of this y-axis, I'm using this employee ID. Going back to this focus mode, this is the trend. In 2006, can I make use of this formatting here? Like data label zone, marker zone, right? This one. Or else all other things we can do it as a formatting, like a color coding, another one, marker change, another one. Now, if I enlarge here, let's say, this is my complete hiring since 2006 to 2017, right? But what I'm looking for, I'm looking for only 2009, let's say. Start time is 2009, and then my closing time is 2000. What? Okay, not that one. Let me go for Control Z. What should be my end time here? My end time should be, let's say, 2030. See, my chart is getting changed here itself. By using the slicer as a range from 2009 to 2013, my chart is also getting changed as per the new business query. Agree? Simple. What I am using a line chart along with the slicer as a range. In case of the first analysis, if you see my slicer, where I have used slicer. No, I have not used the slicer at that time. I have used a card at that time, right? So slicer we are using anywhere, no issues. So in of this slicer, I am using this as a range, 2009 to 2013. Agree? Anything to repeat before I make it more complicated? And let me change my business query here. I'm looking for the
Sir,
recruitment. Yes, please.
Sir, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I have downloaded this session file through link from Classroom, but it's showing some error again. Can you
Okay.
share it on chat again?
Okay.
Like-
So let me share it again. Chat option, right? Chat options. Okay, someone has shared. Thanks. Right. So you can download that one. Like session 5 has been shared by Mr. Madhusudhan.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Thank you so much.
Right.
Thanks, Madhusudhan.
Yeah. So in this case, what I'm using a slicer as a range, right? 2009 to 2013. But let's say if I change my this query, I'm looking for the recruitment process of last 12 years. Now I'm changing my business query, right? Earlier it was showing that in 2009 to 2013, but now if I'm making use of the statement last 12 years or last 15 years based on the given data set, right? I'm
Sir,
changing my
can you,
business query.
sir, sorry to
please.
interrupt. Can you just repeat the insertion of the slicer because I missed out on
Okay.
that page.
Okay, so let's say let me remove that slicer, right? So this is the line chart I have created for the recruitment drive by using date hierarchy or a higher date. Let's say let me click on this. So what I have used, I have dragged directly this higher date as x-axis, and then what I have used y-axis as a count of EMP ID, right? Complete scenario, right? Now, what I have used this slicer from the visualization part somewhere here. Just click on the blank canvas, and I have used this slicer, right? Now, what I have used this higher date or year, I can say year as here. So by default, it is showing me as a range from 2006 to 2017, right? The complete starting time and end time. What I have done, I have used this formatting options and the slices headers of, because here we already know. So why we need a header in that? So I'm removing that header here. In case of these values, I have just increased the size of 2006 and till 2017 so that it should be visible from far, and I can make a change of color as well. Let's say red, right? 2006 and 2017, right? Apart from that, little bit resizing of that, and now it has become, my slicer has become a range from 2006 to 2017. And now it's up to us that how we are managing. And let's say when I was mentioning this, 2009 to 2015, whatever the year you can consider here, right, as a range. And such type of range we have seen in e-commerce portal where we have a price range. And we usually drag the endpoint or end pricing or the starting pricing for a particular item on a e-commerce portal, right? The same way we have created that one. And when I was mentioning the slicer in Excel, and we have created a simple dashboard for HR, I was mentioning that report connections, to connect all the pivot tables and all the pivot charts. But here, I have not used that one. My slicer is automatically interconnected with my charts, right? See, I'm using my slicer here like this. My chart is getting changed. That means my chart or my slicer is all automatically interacted or already connected with my created visualization or with my charts. Agree? Now, another thing here is what I am saying. I am changing my business query here to change that recruitment in last 10 years or last 15 years, whatever you can consider based on the given data set. So I'm not giving any range here. Now you need to identify which are the last 15 years first. Agree? Again, I'm going to click on the blank canvas. Just click on that one and click on this slicer again, right? Click on this slicer again. What it is doing? What is doing that? Yes. I've created another slicer here, right? Now, can I click on this date hierarchy again or higher date? Use this one, right? The same option is coming like the previous slicer, but this time I'm going to click on this slicer setting. Just click on this visualization next to the visualization, this formatting. click off this switch off this slicer header. We already know that it is a year and so and so. But if you click on this slicer setting, there is option relative date, right? There is another option, so relative date, right? If I click on this relative date, what it will ask? It is asking us, see, let me give it the focus mode first. What it is asking? Last, next, this. What it is asking? Month, day, week calendar, months, year, and year calendar. That's it, right? That means my business query, the slicer is also resolving my business query. Let's say my business query was last 10 years, right? So 2017, 2014. Okay, so some years will be counted here. Last 10 years. Let's say if I click on this, last 10 years. Simple. So what it is counting? It is counting 13 September, that means just tomorrow's date of 14 year till today's date of current year, right? Another option here is year's calendar. That means this will start January 1st to December end. Agree? There is two difference. There are 2 years written in this. Years means it will take the current date of the system and it will count 10 years back, right? If you are using calendars year, it will count the first Jan of a particular year and then it will count 10 years till the 31st of the last year. Agree? That's calendar year definition and with the current year definition. Now, if I click on this, my recruitment is showing that 2014, 2015, and 2016. Agree? My last 10 years, because we have a data set of till 2017 only, right? And in that case, okay, so I'm using the another slicer. So let me change that one. Okay. See. Now it is showing us 2014, 15, 16, and 17. 4 years of data set when I'm saying last 10 years. Can I change the condition here? Let's say. Let me let me make it this as a bolt or maybe something. Right, properties. Padding, another one, title, that's we have already done. Visuals, slicer setting, we have used. Values. Values, in case of these values, if I make this a little bit larger font, right? And bold as well. So that it should be visible, right? Now, if I change the value, not the 10 years, let's say 15 years, last 15 years, whatever, we are hardly bothered. Let's say we have till today, right? And we are looking for that recruitment drive train in last 15 years. See, this is the last 15 years. Unluckily, we have a data set for 2017 only, but in real sense, whenever we are working on the real data set, we might be having the till today date data set, right? So this will be helpful in analyzing the last 15 months, last 15 years. So month as well, but month will not be considered any. In last 15 years, last 15 months, we don't have a data set for this recruitment analysis, right? But there is options last week, last day, yesterday, last month as well, last year as well, last year calendar as well, right? So and so. But not only the last, this year, what is the trend of the recruitment? Not only this year, maybe the next year, you can make a forecasting as well based on the previous one. Agree? Now, in this case, see, so anything to repeat in this? How I have used the slicer for the two functionality, right? First thing, I have created a range. The second thing I have used as a given set of data, given time frame, right? Given time frame, like the last 15 years, last 15 months, last 15 weeks, or maybe so and so.
So which
right?
option you clicked for that last 10
Okay.
years or 15
Right,
years?
right. So let me remove that one. What I have done, just click on this black canvas somewhere and click on this slicer and drag your hire date directly here. And after that, just directly go to this slicer settings, right? Slicer settings and then options, right? In case of these options, just click on this relative date. So what is the relative date says? From which point or from a particular point to previous or maybe the next or this year, this point, right? So if I click on this relative date, it is showing us the options, let's say, last or next, or this also, this year, running year, or this month, this week, and whatever we can understand, or whatever the business query is coming to us. Based on that, we can select that one, right? And apart from that, we can use this slicer's value to make some changes, to make it as a larger font, right? And then like bold, maybe a font color as well, we can change like this. So it's up to us how we are presenting this date like this. So I've created another slicer here. Simple, easy. Make use of the slicer in two conditions. First one is as a range. The third one here is as what again? Third one here is as, sorry, second one here is as last one or this one or the next one. Let me create another slicer for the same. Let's say if I create another slicer on the same page, let's say slicer. Now can I drag ears again, creating ears again, but this time I'm not looking for this. I'm going to create slicer as a buttons, right? Slicer as a button. How to do this one? So let's say going back to this slicer formatting again, slicer settings, not between. This time, hi, very good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Good
great.
morning.
Good morning, sir.
Great. So let me share my screen, then we'll start discussion. So in the last session, we were discussing like a Power Query and Power Pivot, how to model, how to build the data model and how to run the queries to transform and to modify the given data set, right? In the continuation of that, let me upload the data set first. So quickly in the last session, I'm just quickly uploading the data set of session 4. Like first one was EMP zip code, right? If you remember that I have shared 6 files in last session. So the same, I'm just uploading so that we can see some analysis on that. And what is the use of this Power Pivot and Power Query? So please open your Power BI and just upload the session 4, all the files. So loading the first one. And so today we will discuss, we will cover this Power View, the screen, the blank screen you are able to see on my like a laptop screen. This is called as Power View, right? That is not available freely in Excel. And in that, there are two options: Power BI Desktop and Power BI Services. If you are looking for the services, Power BI Services, then you need to get a license, commercial license, based on the subscription or based on the payment, right? But Power BI Desktop is free of cost. So let me upload other file as well. Like if you remember that other file was in MS Access, right? So no need to worry if it is not installed in your system. So I will directly open that file in Power BI, right? So let me connect with the MS Access as well. World Rhythm file I am uploading here. And if you remember that another file was there in CSV format, 2 years of revenue, right? So let me upload that one also after this. So just tick on all the 4 files, right? And just load. Right. And lastly, the last file, like in the CSV format, 2 years of revenue, right? I'm just uploading the last file here. So advantage of making this data model is to retrieve the data set or to information from different resources or different data sources. So in the same way, if I open the 3 dots and if I click on this edit query, it will open my Power Query window where we can modify the data set, let's say in monthly transactions, let's say yearly transactions, or maybe group by functions, deleting columns, adding columns. That is the part of the Power Query. And once you have done all the changes, then you can please click on this apply and close and apply, right? And after that, I was showing you this data model where no need to worry that how to make the relationship based on the primary key and foreign key. Our Power BI will take care of all these issues, like how to make the connections or joins, right? In terms of the database definitions, right? Automatically, it is joining all the tables. And coming back to this Power View, now, the first one here is different. Why we need to use this, because now we are going to get the different fields from different tables. Earlier cases, what we were using only one type of tables or pivot tables, and in that case, we were just making a different combinations, like a row wise, column wise, or maybe value wise or filter wise. But now I will fetch the value from different tables or different fields, and then we will start analyzing, right? So let's say my first one here is, if you see, all the options that we were able to see in Excel, all the charting options are available here, like a donut chart, a speedometer, right? And then pie chart, and so funnel chart, and so all the options that we have covered in Excel as a like a charting options, visualization option, are also available here. If you remember that slicer, right? Like I was mentioning at that time also, Slicer is most powerful and it will be used in all the analytical software. Slicer is coming back here. Apart from that, it is giving the functionality to import your R script or Python script if you are looking, or if you are working on the coding part also, and you want to run some visualization like MATLAB or maybe something. So it is also available here. But let me create a first, like a summary, like how many employees and how many other one. So what we can do, let's say there is another option, card, right? What is the meaning of this card? It is like aggregating the values of a particular parameter, right? It is going to aggregate all a particular parameter value. So let's say if I click on this, so my card is going to there on the blank canvas, right? So in this case, can I count the employees, right? If I make a count of employee ID, it will give me the summary of that one, that how many employees are working in this organization. So let's say directly, if I, and another thing in this, in the same window, in the same blank canvas or in Power View window, you are able to see the filters are coming on the screen, right? The filters are coming on the screen and the slicer is giving another option here, right? Where it is. What is the difference? When I was mentioning in Excel that slices are nothing but the virtual filters, but now they are giving the two options together, like filters as well and the slices as well, right? So first thing, let me cover this one, that how, and apart from that, in the visualization pane, right? There are three options again. First one is visualization. Second one is formatting, like how you want to represent the values based on the color, based on the text, based on the font size, based on the background coloring. Another one. The third one here is analytics, right? Average value, maximum value, standard deviation, and so on and so we can calculate here, right? So now going back to this video like visualization part. First thing, I need to calculate the how many employees, let's say. So it is getting calculated there, right? So what I have done, I have just drag it. So what it is showing me